Hello everyone, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you back to a quick little My Thoughts video on my YouTube channel. Don't worry, I'll be getting back to my top 10s really soon. CKW is continuing really soon. Other video ideas are being worked on and coming out fairly soon. But today I'm giving my thoughts on the recent Nintendo Direct, February 10th of 2022, which is almost a week ago now because I'm recording this on Tuesday, what day is it? 15th. So this happened 5 days ago. I've just been really busy with work, really tired from work, and all this other stuff. I wanted to finally give my thoughts on it. So, without further ado, let me give my thoughts on it from beginning to end because I actually found a website, iMore, I think that's what it's called. I have no idea. That goes through every little thing they announced at this Nintendo Direct. So they started off with the Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So we're getting another Fire Emblem Warriors game, this time entirely based off one singular game in 3 houses. So pretty much like Age of Calamity was entirely based off Breath of the Wild. I think that's really cool. I thought the first Fire Emblem Warriors was actually pretty good. I get what some people's thoughts on it were because I do think it was kind of little... It felt like they were holding back a little bit, and really the fact that it was only Awakening, Fates, and Shadow Dragon, I think was a massive, it was not good for the Fire Emblem series to represent with only 3 games. It really should have represented like Thracia or the Radiance like Ike's games or something, Rekka no Ken or freaking Gaiden or something. I really think the original Fire Emblem should have represented more, Warriors should have represented more Fire Emblem games. But for what it was, I actually thought it was pretty good. I was hoping that one day we would get more Fire Emblem Warriors. We're getting that with one that's exclusively based off 3 houses. And I think that means they could put a little probably more effort into representing one singular game really well and one singular set of characters really well than trying to hodgepodge a bunch of characters into one singular game, which I think they could still do. That doesn't mean that this is going to be the last Fire Emblem Warriors. We could probably get another one in the future that has Roy's games or Sigurd's games or freaking Ike's games or, Erika or Ephraim or Micaiah or somebody. They can still do another one that's multiple games. They can still do other ones that are singular games that are not, 3 houses. So Fire Emblem Warriors, it did look pretty good. Fire Emblem Warriors, I mean, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, I loved Fire Emblem 3 Houses, so to see more from those characters is actually really cool, and I'm definitely looking forward to that game. I think it's in, June 24th. So yeah, it's definitely looking forward to it and getting another Fire Emblem, Warriors game. I think that's kind of cool, and I'm hoping this means that Nintendo's working even more with Koei Tecmo. Maybe we can get more Nintendo franchises than just Zelda and Fire Emblem getting the Warriors treatment. I would love to see something like Metroid Warriors, or you could even do Mario Brothers, or you could do Sin and Punishment, or you could do Golden Sun, or Advance Warriors. There you go. Especially with that game coming, that franchise being brought back now. Which, speaking of which, that's the next game I'm going to talk about in 1 second. I just would like to see more Warriors spin-offs with other Nintendo franchises. It'd be really cool. The next one, they finally show off more about Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. That game was supposed to come out last year. It got pushed back. It got delayed. It's coming out in April now, April 8th. I'm massively looking forward to it. For years, it was always in my top 5 Nintendo franchises I wanted to see get brought back, to see Advance Wars come back. We have not seen the game since 2009 with Days of Ruin on the original DS. They're finally rebooting it with, remaking it with the first 2 games Way Forward's doing. And hopefully this is going to cause some, spike in popularity for the series so we can get actual new Advance Wars games. I want to see more than just them remaking and rebooting the older ones. I never got a chance to play the second Advance Wars. I totally missed that game, but the first one I loved a whole hell of a lot on the Game Boy Advance. So I'm definitely looking forward to this, and I'm hoping it leads to something more for the series. So like maybe after the next Fire Emblem that Intelligent Systems is obviously working on, maybe they can work on another Advance Wars or Battalion Wars, some sort of wars, Switch Wars. There you go. Next one, they show off No Man's Sky, which I think we've known for a while that No Man's Sky was actually coming to the Switch. It does look pretty good. I'm actually really kind of surprised they actually got the game pairing to run fairly well on the Switch, which I've seen. If you pay attention to certain game developers, when they bring their games out to the Nintendo Switch, the ones that actually try their games tend to work better. It is possible. Some people undermine and undervalue, and the Switch. They undersee what it's potentially capable of. The Switch is capable of more than a lot of gamers and game developers, seem to give it credit for. And there's a lot of games that you never thought would have came to the Switch. The Doom games, the Witcher games, Witcher 3, Skyrim, the Doom games, the Wolfenstein games. A lot of games you didn't think would come to the Switch, and they came to the Switch without the need for cloud, and this is another one of them. And I think it's going to do fairly well, and the game has gotten better since its launch way back years ago. So I think this is going to be a pretty good game on the Switch. Then we got the announcement of a new Mario Strikers Battle League. It's been forever since we had a Mario Strikers game. It's coming out June 10th. The last one was the Wii, early Wii actually. I think it was like 2007. So it's been a long freaking time since the freaking, Mario Strikers game. Now we just need to bring back Mario Baseball and then maybe try to jump onto other sports. Because we got golf, we got tennis, and now we're getting, soccer, football. But baseball now, I'm hoping they continue the trend. We're bringing back all these franchises now, and there's all these Mario Sports stuff. And it looks cool with the customization, the special abilities, and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a good game. It's definitely going to be, I think, a very good sports game. They showed more on Splatoon 3. I haven't been keeping up to date with the Splatoon 3 knowledge. I don't know if they've shown anything else since the last time before this, but it does look like they're taking what made Splatoon great and adding more to it. It still looks like the same game, but, better and improved. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm kind of slowly been getting back into Splatoon. I played the original on the Wii U, and I played 2 on the Switch, but I haven't really played in a while. But I want to keep going forward. That's actually a fun, series, especially for the multiplayer. I've never really played too much single player, but I definitely play a decent chunk of multiplayer in Splatoon, and it has some really good multiplayer. So that's coming out, summer? I'm trying to think. Yeah, this summer. It doesn't have a date yet. Next, we get the remake of Front Mission First, which is a remake of the first Front Mission. I never got a chance to play Front Mission. Back when that game came out, which I think was the PS1, I wasn't into all the strategy RPG style games, like tactical strategy RPG games. That was years later with Fire Emblem and Advanced Wars. Then I kind of got a little bit into Final Fantasy Tactics and Disgaea and Phantom Brave and stuff like that all came later. At that point in time, I wasn't really playing tactical RPGs, and I was starting to get into just JRPGs and RPGs in general with the PlayStation 1 era and generation. But I love mechs. I love, strategy games now. I definitely am looking forward to that. And they're remaking the second one as well. Then there's Disney Speedstorm, which is a free-to-play racing, cross-platform racing game. I'm actually looking forward to that. I always love a good, kart racing, action racing, stuff. What this reminded me of heavily was Jack X. And speaking of which, that would be getting on a wholly different topic, wanting to see Sony bring back Jack and Daxter and then Jack X and all that stuff. But yeah, it looked pretty good in the free-to-play. That could work in its favor. That could be a detriment. I don't know, but it did look good from what they showed so far. We're going to be getting Star Wars Force Unleashed ported over to the Switch. That game was good. I liked the first Force Unleashed. I played it back on the PS2 when it first came out. I played the Wii version a little bit. I played the Xbox version a little bit recently too because I bought it on the Xbox Series S. This will be the Wii version with the multiplayer, which is the best part about it. It has the multiplayer in it. It could be a good time, and it's also one of the better Star Wars games. So us to get an actual good one on the Switch is actually pretty good. And they're also bringing the Ezio collection of Assassin's Creed. That I miss classic Assassin's Creed. I mean, I've been buying some of the more recent ones and starting to play them. I'm on Origins slowly right now. I haven't been back in it for a while because I took a break from it because that game's so goddamn long. But one thing I miss about it is just how simplistic, in a way, the old Assassin's Creeds were, when they weren't super RPGs that you had to level up and do the mission, and they're super giant areas. They were big worlds, but they weren't huge and take forever to finish. I'm actually glad they're kind of bringing back, and the Ezio games were some of the best in the series, in my opinion, so cool. SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I don't know much about that. I haven't played a Gundam game in forever, since like the PS1 and PS2 days. I haven't played any of the recent Gundam games, so I might give a look at that because I like the Gundam anime, the various anime of Gundam, and I like I said, giant mechs. That kind of came from Gundam. That was one of the things that got me into giant mechs. But Gundam would be cool. I'm going to give it a shot when it comes out later this year. They're doing a remaster of Chrono Cross. I never got a chance to play Chrono Cross, which is kind of sad. I've been playing Chrono Trigger quite a bit here and there, at least later on when the DS version came out and all that stuff. But this would actually give me a chance to play Chrono Cross, which I never got into, and it's also like a cult following cult classic style RPG game. And I'm actually glad that and I've seen people complain, like, why did they just do this to Chrono Trigger? Because Chrono Trigger always gets the love for a Chrono game. They've remastered it, they ported it to multiple different systems. Chrono Cross hasn't really gotten too much of anything since the PS1, since it originally came out. I'm actually glad that they're giving Chrono Cross the time of day. The Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that's looking pretty good. Looking really good. That's definitely a good Kirby platforming game, and having it be 3D instead of just a 2D one like they've been doing forever with Kirby now actually is going to help it a lot and actually make it stand out, because we haven't got a 3D Kirby game in like forever. And actually, I don't think we got a full-blown Kirby 3D game ever either. Even Kirby on 64 wasn't a 3D game. It was still 2.5D. So, it's looking good. It's definitely Forgotten Land's looking good. That's coming out March 25th. The Chrono Remaster, 1+2, the Fantasy Revive, whatever the heck it's called, July 8th. I never got around to playing Chrono 2 back in the day. But that's also because I didn't really play the first Chrono until the remake of it on the Wii. And that was such a good platforming game. I would love to play that again and play the second one. So definitely a Namco series that I really want to get back into playing. I'm definitely looking forward to that. The Portal Companion Collection, same thing here. I played and beat the first Portal on my cousin's Xbox many years ago. I never played the second one. I'm probably going to pick that up. Live Alive. Given that I love JRPGs, and this game never really came out back in the days of the PS1, was it the Super Famicom or the PS1? I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to that. That's definitely something, just because it's an awesome looking JRPG, I'm going to play it, and it looks freaking awesome. We got Nintendo Switch Sports. People have been wondering, like one of my coworkers especially, and I have been wondering, are they ever going to bring back the Wii Sports series, the sports franchise? Nintendo Switch Sports looks pretty good. We got the swordplay one, we have bowling, and we have tennis, and then we have stuff like soccer, badminton, which I think that's a little too close to tennis. I don't know why they did just give us a different sport. And then volleyball, and then golf is coming as DLC. That makes you wonder, what else is going to come as DLC this game? Are we going to get boxing back? Baseball, basketball, maybe some new sports. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. But it definitely looks fun, and I'm definitely glad they're bringing back the sports franchise. It definitely deserves it. Triangle Strategy, hella looking forward to that game. And they announced that there's a demo for it as well that you can transfer over. Like a lot of games on the Switch have been where you can play the demo and then transfer your save file to the full game when you get it. And I love the strategy aspect of that game. I love the decision making. It's just looking really, really, really good. Metroid Dread got some DLC updates, Dread mode and Rookie mode, one of which made my coworker extremely happy because he has a hard as hell time in the damn game. I still haven't got around to playing Metroid Dread, but it's cool to do that. And then the boss rush mode is coming with it too. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginning, so Mother 1, Mother 2 are coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. That's cool. People are saying, where's Mother 3? And we still have to ride that train of still not getting that game outside of Japan. But I think they're going to wait until they bring the Game Boy Advance to the Switch Online. I think they're going to add the Game Boy Advance as a system to the Switch Online, or Game Boy in general. And that's when we're going to finally, after all these years, finally see it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is getting 48 tracks over to the end of 2023 DLC. The road to Mario Kart 9 is even more extended, because I did not think after all these years that they were going to give more DLC to Mario Kart 8, and they did, and it's looking cool, bringing back a lot of classic franchises, classic courses throughout the series. So definitely, and I got the Switch Online expansion pack, so I get it for free. Okay, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. That'll get me back into playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's been a while since I played that. And then we end on Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Oh, thank you, Nintendo. I want another Xenoblade so bad. It just makes you wonder, are they going to just forget the X franchise, though? Because people have been wanting X ported to the Switch for so long, people have been wanting X2, and we're just getting another main numbered entry one, which is looking really awesome. And I love Xenoblade. We've come a long way since Operation Rainfall and not getting that game outside of Japan. And especially when you consider that we have 2 characters in Smash Brothers now, a whole hell lot of music and everything. And we had to fight, literally, the American fans had to fight to get that game outside of Europe and Japan. And it's looking really good. I'm definitely looking forward to that in September 2022. So overall, that is the Direct. There was a few things kind of in there, like Cuphead got announced for the DLC and stuff like that they mentioned too. And they mentioned stuff like there's like a Smash Brothers game that's like Legos and like all the little stuff. And the MLB The Show is there as well. That's actually cool that that series is finally jumping off of Sony and jumping to Xbox and Nintendo. It's cool, and it does look like it's going to be a good port of the game to the Switch as well. So I might pick that up because I would like a baseball game on the Switch. So yeah, overall, I think it was a good Direct. Is it the best Nintendo Direct Nintendo's ever done? No, I don't think so, but I would say it's come really close, and maybe it's in the top 10 best ones they've done since they started doing Nintendo Directs. And I'd give it a grade of about maybe a B+ to an A-. It had a lot of good content from both Nintendo and third parties, and that's not including the fact that there's a bunch of games that are still we know about that we did not see here, like Bayonetta 3, which we got the last Direct anyways, or Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or freaking like Chocobo GP, or anything else that's coming out along the way this year and into next year and whatnot. Nintendo has a lot of stuff planned, and there's a lot of stuff we have not seen even announced. And they still have, I don't know how many Directs they probably will be doing this year, and then you still have E3 in like 4 months. So it's definitely a good road ahead. And I do think, it was good, and I do think there's potential for them to improve upon it in the future. But I do think for a singular Nintendo Direct, I'd give it about B-, A+. It had a lot of good content, whether you're looking at Nintendo franchises or third-party games, third-party exclusives, third-party multiplats, Nintendo franchises, big-name games, small-name games, indie games, all this other stuff, DLC updates and stuff like that. I think it was pretty good. So I'd give it a thumbs up and a B-, A+. And I hope you guys like this video. Put in the comment section, what did you guys think of the Nintendo Direct last week? And discuss it down there. We can have some fun, and we'll see future announcements from Nintendo, and I'll talk about them then. My name is Sniperson. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. I'll see you later in the next video. Bye, everyone.